Welcome to AI Evening News. Tonight, AlphaFold's Nobel laureate jumps to Anthropic. Codex is quietly torching your SSD. Claude Code refunds a quota bug. Cloudflare lets agents deploy with no signup. And why Washington still won't let Anthropic ship 2 models. Next, the second half of today's topics. Newsy, a touch of awe. Let the last line land. AlphaFold's Nobel-winning creator is leaving Google for Anthropic. John Jumper, who shared the 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, announced on X that he is departing Google DeepMind after nearly 9 years. He says he will take some time to recharge before joining the company behind Claude. DeepMind's chief, Demis Hassabis, publicly praised him and AlphaFold's impact on AI for science and medicine. And Anthropic staff welcomed him in the replies. And it is another senior Google departure this week, coming right after Transformer co-author Noam Shazeer left for OpenAI. When a Nobel laureate changes labs, the AI talent war just wrote its own headline. Relatable dread. Keep it factual. OpenAI's Codex may be quietly killing your SSD. According to GitHub issues, it's logging writes to disk at around 5 megabytes a second during streaming and automation. One developer measured about 37 terabytes in 21 days, which extrapolates to roughly 640 terabytes a year. On a 1 terabyte SSD rated around 600 terabytes written, that could exhaust the warranty endurance in under a year. The root cause is a logging sync stuck on a global trace level that ignores your filter settings. There's no official fix yet, so for now, your logs are quietly grinding down your drive. Relatable dev pain. Fair to both sides. Claude Code just hit about 3% of its paid users with a quota bug. Anthropic says some Max and Pro users saw an incorrect weekly usage limit, and in some cases were blocked from sending messages. The company says the bug is fixed and it is resetting both the 5-hour and weekly limits for everyone affected. But several users pushed back, saying the resets were incomplete or never arrived, with one usage bar dropping only from 92 to 63%. Some said they had to open a support ticket and reach a human just to get it sorted, and asked for refunds on the extra charges. A billing bug is forgivable, but a half-finished fix is the part that stings. Practical with an honest caveat. Codex Desktop can now hand off a live session between your laptop and a remote host. The idea is you start work on your laptop, push it to a remote host before you close the lid, then pick it back up later. Codex can orchestrate the whole switch, so the thread follows you between machines. There is a real catch, though, because the host machine has to stay awake the entire time. On a Mac, you can only close the lid with an external display and power attached, and sleep cuts the connection. It is a genuinely useful workflow, just not the fully seamless handoff the demo makes it sound like. Forward-looking, concrete. Cloudflare wants to let AI agents deploy code without ever signing up. With a single command, an agent can deploy a worker, a site, an API, or another agent with no login at all. Cloudflare hands it a temporary account and token on the fly. The deployment stays live for 60 minutes, and the agent can keep iterating and redeploying in that window. A human can then claim it through a link to keep the worker and its bound resources, like databases. It is friction removed for agents and a small glimpse of software that deploys itself. Calm dev update. Precise. Google says it has fixed a nagging quality problem in Gemini 3.5 Flash. The Antigravity team identified and mitigated a high-frequency output quality regression in the model. A refreshed build of the model is now deployed inside Antigravity. To let people try the fixed model right away, Google reset everyone's weekly Gemini quota. Coverage frames it as an output quality fix, so think regression, not a single dramatic glitch. It is a quiet but welcome reset for anyone who hit the wall on Flash. The White House and Anthropic are now building AI security rules together. Politico reports the two are designing a framework to rate how severe a model's security flaws are and to guide any government response. It grew out of a clash after Commerce imposed export controls over an alleged jailbreak in Anthropic's 2 newest models. Those controls forced Anthropic to suspend access to both Fable 5 and Mythos 5 for all users. Now the talks have shifted toward a shared benchmark for how far safeguards were bypassed and the real-world impact. The export controls are not lifted yet, but a regulator and a lab writing the rules together is the real story. Policy with quiet ambition. The EU just picked its champion to build a frontier AI model of its own. The European Commission selected the EUROPA consortium, led by the Italian company Domyn, as winner of its Frontier AI Grand Challenge. The plan is an open model covering all 24 official EU languages. It is targeting more than 400 billion parameters built on Europe's own infrastructure. The tech sovereignty chief framed it around openness, trust, and strategic autonomy. It is Europe's bet that it can match the best in AI while staying on its own terms.
If today's signal was useful, subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's briefing.